Good evening. Happy Monday. If you're here in New York City, we've had a lot of crazy downpours all day. I'm going to mute you all. Oops. And go ahead and come into your comfortable seat. I got caught in the rain twice today. Lesson not learned the first time, apparently. So find that spot where your sit bones are even, maybe wobble a little bit right to left. And then as you sit, think about your spine growing taller. And as your neck lengthens, think about your shoulders dropping away. Nice. Start to lengthen your breath, deepening, breathing in. And then exhale, slowly breathing out. Deep breath in. Feel your lungs fill up with air. And then exhale, slowly let everything out. One more time, let your eyes focus or close. And then let everything out. Drop your chin to your chest. And feel the back of your neck start to stretch out. Try not to lean forward. Think about keeping your spine straight. And then bring your chin over towards your right shoulder. So you're almost gazing back behind you, maybe with your eyes back over your right shoulder. And then come back through center. And bring your chin over to the left. Looking slightly over your left shoulder. And then bring the chin back to center. Now we're going to bring the right ear towards the right shoulder so that you're getting the stretch through the left side of your neck. Breathe here. Go ahead and take your right hand and place it gently on the top of your head, deepening the stretch through the left side of your neck. Notice if your jaw is tight, if that space between your eyes is tight. See if you can let go. Let that relax. And then bring the head back to center. Drop the left ear over to the left. Let it sit there. And bring the left hand on top of the head. And breathe here, deepening the stretch again. Check in as your jaw relaxed. The space between your eyes relaxed. And then release the hand. Let the head sort of float between your shoulders. Lengthen up, bring your arms all the way out to the side. Bring them up overhead. Maybe you can gaze up at them. And then exhale, press all that air down and away. Breathe in, reach out and up. And exhale, press everything away. One more time, reach out and up. And this time as we exhale, twist to the right, bringing your right hand behind you, your left hand to your knee. Think about lengthening and twisting. Slowly breathe. And then reach your arms back up to center. And exhale, twist to the left. Look over your left shoulder. Breathe here. And then come back to center. Roll your shoulders back a little bit. And roll your shoulders forward a little bit. And slowly make your way into tabletop position. Lining your hands up under your shoulders and your knees up under your hips. Go ahead and rock gently side to side, moving your spine around. And then find some stillness here. Flutter your feet a little bit on the back of your mat. And then as you press down, feel your belly button lift up. Just nice flat back. Breathe in, let your belly drop down, open your chest, look forward. Exhale, round your spine, coming into your cat. Inhale, roll forward for cow. Exhale, round for cat. Come to your neutral spine. Reach your right leg back. Rock back and forth over your right toes. And then lift your right leg up behind you. Flex the foot. Keep your hips nice and even. Draw your right knee all the way into your chest. Slide your right foot up between your hands. Maybe you rock your hips a little bit here. And then pressing down into your right foot and your left shin, lift yourself up so you have a 90-90 in your legs. Square your hips to the front of your mat. Think about lengthening your tailbone, still growing tall through your spine. Reach your arms up. Breathe here. We're going to open our arms into our T position and then start to slowly twist towards our right leg, seeing how far we can get. Try and keep your arms straight like you're holding a broomstick, so you're not letting them get behind you or in front of you or uneven. Nice. And then turn back to front, reach your arms up, gaze up at your fingers, take a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, float them down, and then start to shift your hips backwards as you walk your right foot forward, maybe lifting your toes. Lengthen your spine, try and find that flat back. So if you need to bend your front knee because your hamstrings are tight, go ahead and do that. But we want to try and keep our backs nice and long. Take one more breath here. Now exhale and round, letting the forehead drop down towards the knee. Breathe here. Slide the right foot back under the right knee, plant your hands and slide your right knee back into tabletop. Drop your belly, inhale, cow. Exhale, round for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Come back to neutral, reach your left leg back, rock back and forth over your toes. And then lift that left leg up, keeping your hips even, flexing your foot. Draw your knee into your chest, contracting your torso. Slide your left foot up between your left hands. Rock a little bit back and forth. You can always double up your mat if your knees are sensitive. And then line the left knee up over the left ankle and lift yourself up to an upright position. Your legs are in a double 90 degrees. Your hips are squared to the front of the mat. Reach your arms up. Breathe here, getting nice and long, and then open your arms out into that T position. Draw your belly button in as you twist to the left, holding your arms nice and straight. Breathe here. It's a little constricting, might be a little hard to breathe. And then come back to center, reach your arms up, gaze up at the ceiling, a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, float your fingers down. If you have blocks or books, maybe you use them here. Slide your left leg out strong, long. Point your toes up to the ceiling and see again if you can find that length through your spine. So it's a big stretch through your left hamstring. Breathe here. And on your next exhale, you can round forward, letting the crown of your head reach towards your knee. Slide your left foot to the ground, plant your hands, and slide your foot back to tabletop. Shake your hips right to left, loosening up your torso. Curl your toes under, peel your hips up, make your way into a downward facing dog. Pedal your down dog out. Press down with your hands. Float your right leg up behind you so it's at hip height, straight back. Draw your right knee into your chest. Slide your right foot up between your hands. You're in a low lunge. Rock back and forth here. And then lower your back knee, untuck your toes, lift yourself up. So you're getting more of a stretch through the left hip this time. Your left knee is back further than the 90 degrees. Maybe you bounce a little bit, stretching out. And now pull your arms into cactus this time. Find that same lift as you exhale, twist to the right. Breathe here. As you return to the front of your mat, reach your arms up. Maybe you let your hips sink forward as you gaze up at the ceiling. Exhale, float your hands down. Gently press your hips back into that runner stretch. Extend your right toes out. Stretch your hamstring. And then round forward. Shift forward back into your low lunge. Plant your hands, step back into downward facing dog. Pedal your down dog out. Press into your thumb and your forefinger. Rotate your upper arms, lift your hips. And now float your left leg up behind you, reaching it back behind you. Now draw the left knee into your chest, slide the left foot up between your hands. You're in your low lunge. Rock back and forth. And then lower your right knee down, untuck your toes. Lift yourself up, feel the stretch through your right front hip flexor this time. Breathe here. Cactus your arms, and now twist to the left. Nice. Reach back up to center. Gaze up at the ceiling or at your fingertips. Let your hips sink forward. And then exhale, let your fingers come all the way down. Shift your hips back. Extend the left leg coming into that runner's lunge or hamstring stretch or half split. It has many names. And round your head down towards your knee. Roll back into your low lunge, lifting your right knee, step back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Float your right leg up behind you. This time, bend your knee, open your hip to the right, look under your right armpit. And then extend the right leg up behind you. Draw the right knee to your chest. Maybe you choose to hover here, testing your strength before you place your right foot down in your low lunge. You can lower your left knee or stay in this low lunge this time. Find a little pulse here, checking out your hips and how they feel, and then reach your arms out to come all the way up to your high lunge. Pause here. We're gonna lower our left knee down a little bit and then straighten it back up. A little bit of strength here. Tap it down, lift back up one more time. You can do it. And now open your arms into your T, twist to the right. A little more constricted now that we're in this low lunge. Maybe you can look over towards your right fingers, testing your balance. Woo. And then raise your hands back up, high lunge, gaze at the ceiling, a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, your fingers come down, straighten your front leg, coming into a pyramid pose. So maybe your front knee stays a little bent. Maybe you need to bring your back leg in a little bit. Check your hips, check that they're square, that your right one should be pulling back towards the left hip. And then come back into your low lunge, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. You can stay in stillness or pedal it out. And now float the left leg up behind you. Bend the left knee, open the hip, moving the knee towards the ceiling. Look under the left armpit. Extend the left leg back up behind you. Draw the left knee in towards the chest. Hover here if you choose. And now float the left foot up, coming into your low lunge. Maybe take a little bit of a pulse, a little bit of a rock back and forth. And then reach your arms out to come all the way up to your high lunge. Little strength, lower your right knee, lift back up. Lower your right knee, lift back up. One more time, lower and lift. From here, we're gonna open our arms and twist to the left. Beautiful. I'm gonna sit down a little bit more in that lunge, reach your left heel back. Gaze over at your left fingers. And then cartwheel your hands down by your left foot. Straighten your left leg coming into a pyramid. It's a very wide pyramid. If you need to keep your left knee bent or scoot your right foot in, go ahead and do that. And bend your front knee coming back into your low lunge. Plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Pedal your down dog out, lift your hips up, press the mat away from you. Breathe here. Gaze forward at your hands and start to walk your feet up towards your hands, coming into a forward fold, letting your head hang heavy. Gently bend your knees, reach for opposite elbows, and rock side to side. Release your hands, pressing down, slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. Stacking your vertebra, lining your knees up over your ankles, your hips up over your knees, and your shoulders over your hips till you're fully standing. Roll your shoulders back. And then reach your arms all the way up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right leg back, step your left leg back into plank. Hold here. Drop your knees, lower your chest, extend your chin. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, come through tabletop, back into your downward facing dog. And breathe here in your down dog. 3 long breaths. Look forward at your hands. Step your left foot forward into your low lunge. Shift your weight, step your right foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach your arms all the way out and up. Exhale, your hands down by your side. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back. Pause here. Step your right foot back into high plank. Hold here. Bend your knees, bend your elbows, lower your chest and chin down, untuck your toes, baby cobra. Exhale, back down, press up to push up high plank or come through on your knees to tabletop. And then we will all meet in downward facing dog. Hold here for a few breaths. Gaze forward at your hands. Shift forward onto your toes so that the weight moves into your hands as you start to walk your feet up to meet your hands. Oops, I changed that up. Oh, well, you'll live. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Palms touch overhead. Exhale, your hands down by your side. We're going to pick that up pace-wise and advance the chaturanga part. All right, inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your right leg back, step your left leg back. You can lower your knees or you can lower your entire body in one piece all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Press yourself up to baby cobra or maybe all the way up to cobra. Exhale all the way back down to the mat. Curl your toes, press up to plank or come up on your knees to plank to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Step your left foot forward, step your right foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring your arms up to touch overhead. Exhale, your hands down by your side. Inhale your arms up, getting our blood flowing. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left leg back, step your right leg back, high plank. Lower yourself all the way down to the mat or halfway to chaturanga. Untuck your toes, upward facing dog or your version of baby cobra. And then we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here. Step your right foot between your hands, bring your left foot up to meet it. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach your arms all the way out up overhead. Exhale your hands down by your side. Before we move into our standing flow, we're going to do a little bit of tree pose, some balancing. So find yourself on your mat with your feet underneath your hips. Think about lengthening up through the center of your body. Let your arms relax. We're not robots. No yoga robots. Shift your weight to your left leg. Come up on the balls of the toes on your right foot. So this might be your stopping point today, heel above your ankle. Maybe you're ready to draw your foot up to your calf or even all the way up above your knee. So don't bring your foot to your knee. So ankle, calf, or above the knee. As you're here, you can bring your hands to your hips, maybe your arms out to the side. If you still need more of a challenge, lift them up overhead. If you still need more of a challenge, gaze up at your fingertips. And if you're like, bring it on, close your eyes. See where you are today. As you start to come out, what I'd like you to do is turn your knee towards the front of your body, interlace your fingers on your shin, and give that leg a little bit of a squeeze. Slowly let that leg come down, rock back and forth, side to side. All right, lift that left heel up, rest it on your ankle, slide your foot up to your calf, or maybe come all the way up, pressing your leg into your thigh. So as you let your left foot make connection with your right thigh, think about the right thigh pressing against the left foot. You want that tension, that push-pull, that pushing of the two together. You can bring your hands to your hips, heart center, out to the side, up overhead. You can look at your fingers. You can close your eyes. All of these are wonderful things to do. Reach on up. Breathe here. And then draw your knee forward, interlace your fingers, squeeze your shin in, and let your left leg come down. Beautiful. Come to the front of your mat, and we'll build a flow. So inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot and then your left foot back into your high plank position. From here, take your version of your vinyasa. So maybe it's halfway down, knees, chest, chin, baby cobra, upward facing dog, and we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here. Maybe you need to bend your knees. Maybe you're going to find some stillness. Float your right leg up behind you, bend your right knee, open your hip up to the right, and this time let your right ankle rotate in one direction, and then maybe rotate in the other direction. Extend the right leg up as high as you can. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest, hold it here. We're going to extend right back to that three-legged dog. Draw the knee into the chest. One more time, reach the leg up. Exhale, draw the knee in and slide the right foot up between your hands, coming into your low lunge. Once you get your ankle under your knee, turn your left heel down. Reach your left arm out in front of you, cartwheel yourself up into your warrior two. Check where your leg is, and then straighten your front leg and bend back into that 90-degree angle. Straighten your front leg and bend it back down. One more time, straighten and bend the right knee. Look over your right fingertips. Think about your arms reaching away from each other, finding your warrior two. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Take a couple breaths here, sinking into the pose. And then come back to warrior two. Bend your right arm, place your right arm on your right leg, reach your left arm up to the ceiling. Breathe here. Now bring your left arm towards the front of your mat so your left bicep is by your left ear. Breathe here. Sit your right hip a little bit lower. Nice. Cartwheel yourself back up to your warrior two. Straighten your right leg, bring your palms up overhead, turn your right toes towards the windows. Bring your heels in just a little bit, make a big star, reaching your arms up away from each other. Maybe gaze up at the ceiling a little bit, and then exhale, melt yourself all the way down into a forward fold. Wide-legged forward fold. Your hands are under your shoulders. Try and keep your spine straight. Breathe here, stretching through the back of your hips. Bend your knees if you need to. Now bring the left hand to center so that you can peel the right arm up like a bow and arrow, reaching the right arm up to the ceiling. Breathe here. As we bring our right hand back down, we're going to bend our left knee, walk our hands over towards our left foot, coming into a side lunge. If you want to play around with it, lift your left toes up off the ground. Right toes, sorry. Right toes up off the ground, sitting back into your left heel, coming into a little bit of a yogic side squat called Skandasana. And now walk yourself all the way back to the front of your mat into your low lunge. Breathe here. Step back to downward facing dog. We'll reset in our down dog before we do the other side. Float your left leg up behind you. Bend your left knee, open the hip up. Rotate the left ankle in one direction, and then rotate the left ankle in the other direction. Extend the left leg up high behind you. Draw the left knee into your chest. Extend the left leg way up behind you. Draw the knee into your chest. One more time, left leg up behind you. Draw the knee into your chest, hold here. Float the left leg in between your hands, coming into your low lunge. As you adjust and find the weight in your left foot, turn your right heel down. When you're ready, reach your right arm up by your ear to lead you into your warrior two. Straighten your left leg, sink back down into your warrior two. Lift on up. Exhale back down. Lengthen your left leg. Exhale, sit back down. Look over your left fingertips. Notice if your shoulders creeped up by your ears, drop them down. Nice. Turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. We're gonna stay here for a few breaths. Breathe through the discomfort. Come back to warrior two, bend your left arm, place your left arm on your left thigh, reach your right arm up to the sky. Drop your left hip, reach your right arm up, extend your right leg, press into the outer edge of your right foot. Reach your right arm by your right ear. Breathe here. Lift back up, arms to the sky, turn your toes to the door, bring your heels in a little bit, big X, starfish. Feel the energy and the joy shooting out of the middle of your body, and then exhale. Drizzle yourself all the way forward, coming into a forward fold. Your hips are reaching up to the ceiling. Try and keep your spine straight. Your heart is open. And now move your right hand so it's underneath the center of your face and draw your left hand up and open like a bow and arrow. Reaching the left arm up. Twisting through the torso. And then exhale it back down, walk both hands over towards your right leg, bend your right knee. Coming into a side lunge. If you want to explore lifting your left toes up, sitting back. And then walk your hands towards your left foot, one hand on either side of your left foot. Step yourself back into your downward facing dog. Breathe here. Pull yourself forward to high plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa. Or maybe you just want to do some push-ups. I don't know. Upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Take a child's pose. Take a rest. Take advantage of these breaths to reset. We're going to build onto what we've already done in our flow. Float the right leg up behind you. Bend the right knee. Open the hip. Twirl the ankle. Twirl the ankle in the other direction. Notice how the weight in your hand shifts and see if you can keep the hands even. Reach the right leg up behind you. Draw the knee into the chest. Reach the right leg up behind you. Draw the right knee over towards the left elbow. Reach the leg up behind you. Draw the right knee towards the right elbow. Reach the leg up. And now draw the knee into the chest. Hold here. Press down, make space, lift your right foot up between your hands. Once you get your knee over your ankle and the weight evenly distributed in your right foot, turn your left heel down. Reach your left arm out towards the front of your mat. Cartwheel yourself up into your warrior two. This time when we straighten our leg, let your hands come to touch overhead. Exhale, melt back down. Arms up, legs straight. Exhale, melt back down. Arms up, legs straight. Exhale, back to your warrior two. Reach your arms away from you. Gaze over your right fingertip. Make sure your right knee is over your right ankle. You're not letting your leg roll in. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Feel the stretch through your right side body. We're gonna float right through second position, warrior two to side angle. Ballet on my brain, apparently. When you're in your side angle, your right arm is on your right thigh. Maybe you want to explore bringing it down to the ground or to a block and bringing your left hand behind you into a half bind. Keeping your chest open, turn your head and look up at the ceiling. Staying in the half bind, maybe you can float your right hand by your right ear and then lift yourself back up. Big star position, both feet towards this long side of your mat. Exhale, drizzle yourself all the way down into your forward fold. This time explore walking your hands so your fingertips are in line with your toes, or maybe coming even further back behind you, bringing the crown of your head closer to the ground. Breathe here. Walk your hands back so that your left hand is under your face, and bring your right hand like a bow and arrow all the way up to the sky. Start to bend your left knee as you come down into this side squat. Lift your right toes. Bring the weight back into your left heel. Maybe you can reach your arms out in front of you. Breathe here. Bring your hands down, shift your weight all the way back. Low lunge, front of your mat. Plant your left hand, twist up to the right. Bring your right hand back towards your left toes, and then all the way back down to your low lunge. Step yourself back to your downward facing dog. Breathe here. Nice and slow. Reset. Float your left leg up behind you, bend your left knee, open the knee up. Twirl your ankle in one direction, and then twirl your ankle in the other direction. Extend the left leg high behind you, draw the left knee into the chest. Extend the left leg up behind you, draw the left knee towards the right elbow. Lift the left leg up behind you. Draw the left knee towards the left elbow. Reach the leg back up behind you. Draw the left knee through center. Hover here, hold. Slide the left foot up between your hands. During your low lunge, make the adjustments you need to make. Find your balance. Ground through your left foot. Once you're there, turn your right heel down, pressing into the outer edge of your right foot. Lengthen your body as you reach your right arm forward, up and over into your warrior two. As you straighten your front leg, bring your palms to touch overhead. Exhale, melt back down. Inhale, lengthen and straighten. Exhale, melt back down. Inhale, lengthen and straighten. Exhale, melt back down. Reach your fingertips away from each other. Turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Take a breath here. We'll flow through warrior two all the way into our side angle, bringing our left forearm towards our left thigh, reaching our right arm up. Explore bringing your left hand down to the ground, bringing your right hand behind you in this half bind, gazing up towards the ceiling. Test your core strength, floating your left arm up by your left ear. And then lift yourself all the way up into your star position, toes pointing towards the door, gaze up. Breathe in, exhale, drizzle yourself all the way down. Walk your hands back through your legs. Maybe you bend your knees, get your head closer to the ground. Trying to bring your head as close to possible under your hips. Nice. Really nice, Anna. Bring your right hand underneath your face and draw your left arm up like a bow and arrow, twisting up to the ceiling, towards the left. And as you come down, we're gonna shift our weight, bending our right foot, lifting the toes of our left heel, side lunge. Stay here or reach your arms out in front of you. Nice. And then shift your weight into your left foot, walk your hands all the way around, step back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Pull forward to a high plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa. Lower down, halfway down. Baby cobra, upward facing dog. And we will all meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here nice and slow. We're going to move into our pigeon. Float your right leg up behind you. And then draw your right knee towards your right wrist as you slide your right ankle towards your left wrist. Walk your left leg back. See if you can tolerate staying in more of an upright position for a few more breaths than you normally do. Come up onto your fingertips and see if you can take a little bit of a back bend, squaring your hips. It's a little tighter, might be a little bit more discomfort. And then when you're ready, start to lower yourself down, whether it's onto your forearms or a block, or all the way down, forehead to the mat. You can always build a pillow using both of your fists. Breathing here. You can roll towards your right if you need a little bit more relaxation in this pose, or put a blanket underneath your right hip. Think about drawing your left leg even longer behind you. Lengthening from the crown of the head. Relax the tension in the jaw. Relax your forehead. Start to slowly lift your torso up. And then from here, as you're pressing the mat away from you, if you can straighten your arms, pause here. And then draw yourself into your tabletop. Shift your hips back, stretch it out. Pull yourself back into your downward facing dog. Maybe you need to pedal this out. Sway your hips side to side. And now float your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee towards your left wrist, your left ankle towards your right wrist. Slide the right leg back behind you to the best of your ability. If you need a blanket or a cushion or a slipper under your left hip, go ahead and do that. See if you can stay upright, coming up onto your fingertips. And then slowly relax down. Bringing your forearms, your chest, your forehead down to the mat, building a tower if you need to, using pillows, using blocks, using your own hands. Lengthen your right leg back behind you. See if you can align it, straighten it. Maybe a little shift side to side to get deeper into that hip stretch or to relieve the hip stretch, depending on where you are today. Start to slowly lift yourself up. Pausing here, straightening your arms, taking a little bit of a back bend. And then draw yourself into your tabletop. Let your hips come back to a modified child's pose. Breathe here. And then come back to your downward facing dog. Walk your feet towards the middle of your mat. Walk your hands to meet your feet, coming into a forward fold. Heel toe your feet out as wide as your mat. And then slowly start to lower your hips down, coming into a squat. You might be able to take a squat with your heels down on the floor. You might need to have your heels lifted. If you have the ability, bring your hands to heart center. Use your arms to press your legs a little bit wider. Breathe here. If it's of interest, stay here or take a little bit of a side twist. Extending your left arm to the left, right arm to the sky. And then come back to center, switch sides, extend the right arm out to the ground, left arm up to the sky. And then come back to center. Bring your hands behind you as you settle your bum onto the mat, bringing your feet in front of you, coming into your cobbler's pose. Hold on to your ankles, lift your spine up, and then exhale, round forward. Little bit of a cat-cow here. And exhale forward. Next time you're seated upright, bring your knees up towards the ceiling, soles of your feet on the floor. You are welcome to collapse back or join me in a slow roll down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw your knees into your chest. Rock yourself a little bit side to side. Open your knees so they're more into your armpits. And then if you want, reach for the outer edges of your feet coming into your happy baby. Feeling your tailbone lengthen, your lower back release. Bring both knees back into the center of your chest. Extend the left leg away from you and gently draw the right knee across your body, coming into a reclined twist. Look over your right shoulder. You can use your left hand on your right leg to deepen the twist a little bit. Breathe nice and slowly here. Slow everything down. And then roll back to center, hug both knees into the chest. Keep hold of the left shin, reach the right leg away from you. And then draw the left leg across the center. Look over your left shoulder. Extend the left arm away from you. Use your right hand to help your right thigh if you so wish. And then come back to center. Extend your legs up to the ceiling. So you can keep them here or take a modified plow where you draw your calves and your shins a little bit closer to your face, but you don't come all the way over. So this is a nice place to start if you don't want to roll back onto your neck, but you want to get a little bit deeper of a back stretch. And you can pull your legs in, lift your hips, and then release it back down. If there's anything else that you want to take, any last minute poses before we move into our Shavasana, go ahead and do that now. Roll around. And then when you're ready, extend one leg away from the center of your body, extend the other leg, extend your right arm and your left arm. Lengthen your spine from the crown to your tailbone. Notice if you're lying straight, make any adjustments. Take a big breath in. Exhale everything out. As you move through your setup here into your relaxation, starting at the top of your head, feel this golden sunlight as it slowly moves from the top of your head through your body all the way down to your toes. So it's melting over your head, relaxing your jaw, relaxing your face, your neck, your shoulders, as it moves down through your torso, to your hips, to your shoulders. To your hips, to your knees, hips to your shoulders, and move into your silence. If you're ready to make your way out of your Shavasana, start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Reach your arms up overhead like you're taking a big stretch first thing in the morning. Bringing life and movement back to your body. Draw your knees into your chest if that feels good. And make your way onto one side. Rest on your side for a few breaths. And then slowly start to press yourself up into a seated position. Finding yourself back where we started class, sitting up tall, shoulders relaxed. Reach your arms out and all the way up overhead. Let your palms meet as you exhale. Draw your palms down through center, letting your thumbs rest on your sternum, or bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Breathe in and let everything go. Thank yourself for taking this time out of your day. I thank you all for coming and letting me lead you through this practice. Namaste. Thank you. Good night, everyone.